Hello everyone and welcome back to Of Bricks and Dragons. Today we are going to have a new kind of thing I'm trying to think of for Fridays. Fridays we're going to call them Figure Fridays. So we're going to have a couple new ones here and there whenever I can find them. And we're going to have a bunch of older figures, kind of like the ones that I have probably in the background. No, I'm not looking at this right. Let me up this a little bit more. I wanted to center more in the box and all that, so okay, so say it this way, when they come out with figures like this, and I kind of mentioned it in the last video, they had some really nice figures when they were doing the Classified and the Black Series, and some of the Marvel figures look okay. I really have not gotten any of the Marvel figures because I grew up more with G.I. Joe and Transformers and Star Wars and stuff like that. So that's probably where this is going to stay. And we'll just kind of look at some of the figures I've got. If I can have newer ones, great. Otherwise, it'll be how some of the other ones are. Hopefully you'll be able to get some of these maybe yet or not. Or if it's something you just find as like a used figure somewhere on a rummage sale or something, maybe it'll spark your interest. So today we have Mutt and Junkyard. So we're going to unbox this as I'm looking for my pocket knife, and I think I know exactly where it is. So whether you are familiar with these characters from the comic books or from the old cartoon, Mutt and Junkyard were always a standard go-together couple figures here. So, alright. And of course, I know I've said it many times, I always like it when the figures have animals with them or whatever. Just one of those kind of people. I'd still like to be able to get an attack bunny to go with a figure because I got rabbits. So, as you guys hear from time to time in the background. Alright, so let's get Mutt out here. And of course, they always have them in there very nice and tight, so that way they don't really move around. Which is good. And it is really nice to say that, the packaging is back to being able to see the figures. So for people that just want to display them, that's been one of the bigger complaints. We had the packaging where everything's all boxed up. You can't actually see the physical figure in there. So if you wanted to display just the unboxed figure, it's stuck there. There's nothing you can do. So a lot of people kind of resented that thought. So as I squeak everything around, trying to get Mutt out of here. Come on, good sir. All right. Okay, so looking at Mutt, he's got a nice hairstyle. Of course, he's kind of got that grin like he's ready to take on Cobra. Feels like the vest might be separate. I don't think it comes off though, which is fine. So we have a sheath here for our combat knife. Let's get our combat knife out here. Hopefully we can do all this without breaking anything like I usually do. Oh, come on, you silly. And I'm going to do something wrong here, I bet you. The good news is it's more of a rubber, so it does work pretty good. So now he's got his combat knife here. We got a couple extra rounds, I'm guessing for a pistol or something. So he's got a nice olive drab uniform, kind of a callback to his original setup. I guess that vest really is kind of just on him. Feels like it should come. No, there's a little gap there, but it's not going to come off. So they molded that on, but it's not going to come off. Looks like he's got a grenade of some sort, or possibly pepper spray on his back here. So if anyone remembers Mutt and Junkyard, I think he was an MP. If I remember correctly, he does have a badge on here. I'm going to guess that he was a MP. kind of like Law and Order was military police as well. I don't see a write-up in here at the moment, so just trying to go off of what he was from my recollection. I do believe he was an MP, though. We got a nice holster on the side for his pistol, and he is very classically done. He's got some nice articulation on the hands. Of course, they're a little bit bulkier for having the gloves on, and he also has an arm guard here, so whether he's trying to train Junkyard or whatever, he's got that. Let's see, it looks like there's supposed to be some scratches in that from when he's working with Junkyard. And he's got a tattoo underneath here, so that's an interesting thing. They went through the process and they put a tattoo on his forearm, and then they put the glove on over. Now, honestly, I don't remember him having a tattoo in the cartoon, but there again, the cartoon was really meant more for the kids because there was certain things that they couldn't get past. All the legislation and all that, they had to have certain things, and that's how we got the PSAs. He's got a little pouch here on his bicep here on both sides, and here now we got another tattoo there. No, that's not even tattoo. That's just that's how hairy his arm is. All right, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at hairy arms. Okay, that's what we got. And of course, now we got brown combat boots. He's got his brown knee pads here, which I do believe were more of a standard. I'm trying to remember. I mean, because it's been a while. And of course, we have the articulation, so you could actually kick his foot back. So if you want, we could have him kind of sit here. You can have him take a knee. Actually, here's a silly thing. Oh, so I know we've done this as soldiers. Kind of sit on your helmet. There, I got him sitting on his helmet. One of the few things that us grunts might do. If it's in a muddy area or whatever, you'd put it down like that, so you're not sitting in the mud. If it's a nice dry area, you might sit on the rounded part. So we'll get the helmet on him. We'll see how that goes. Actually, for me, you know, everyone's is probably going to be a little different. This is all kind of a rubberized plastic. So this one's like it's pinched in a little bit. So we got a helmet to go on him. Seems like a little bit more on the rubber side than some of the other helmets that we've gotten in the past with some of the other figures. Trying to straighten them out now so I can get them to stand. All in all, he looks really nice, though. He really does. Let's see, we got a couple different pairs of goggles, so depending on what kind of goggles you want on them. Let's see, I think there's a third one here. Alright, so that would be a mask from the look of it, so if we need him to have a mask, of course we can try and get this on him. Oh, come on, you little buggers. There we go. So you can almost use them as an army builder in a way. You could put the mask on. Let's see. I think this one's probably going to be more for the face itself, and the other one probably more for the helmet. I bet you. Yeah, that's what it looks like. This one's probably more for the helmet. Yep, that's why we have two of them. So we can have one on the helmet and one on him. There we go. And that's why they have this a little on the rubberier side, because if we have this can handle being a little bit more on a rubber. It can handle the change of him having all the other stuff on compared to a more rigid helmet. That's why they did that. And it works. You can't see his face, but It works. Alright, so we have a couple different hands here. So if you're trying to do different hand signals, we do have hands available. So we got one where he's pointing a finger saying, hey, go over there. Just a general, more open hand. We've got that. I think we got some fists. Oh, if it wants to come out. And I'm having issues here. There we are. Alright, so yeah, we got a fist here. So if we want him to punch Cobra, we got a nice fist that we can do that with. That works pretty good. And on the other side, we have another open hand. So he's got a nice knife hand, you know, say that way. Got a good trigger finger from the looks of it, or maybe if he's working on a computer, trying to type up his reports, doing the old hunt and peck. And that almost looks like he's doing like the OK sign. Yep, everything's okay. Alright. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll move Mutt to the back a little bit. We'll get his nice furry companion out here. Let's see how well we can get Junkyard out. And Junkyard comes with two faces, as you see, so I think it might work better if I get one face out first, I think. And these are really packed in good so they don't move around. Oops. So we got the lovable, nice, kind of loving Junkyard. He's got the tongue hanging out like he's ready to lick someone, say, hey, I'm happy to see you. And then we have, oh, his body really moves. Wow. Yeah, he's got a joint right here, right at the hips. So you can kind of, if you want him to kind of move back, or, you know, like he's trying to wag his little tail. I heard you can take the vest off. I think I might be a little bit more inclined to want to have the vest off, because that would look more like traditional Junkyard. And right now he's got that nice face on there like he's going to chew somebody's leg off from Cobra. So you get on the wrong side of him, he's willing and ready to get to you. Boy, what a lovable guy he looks like. Oh, look at his paws. They got the paws all done up, so you can almost leave little footprints in the snow if you wanted to. And of course they got all the articulation here, so you know, we can move. I bet you we can have them set. Oh, come on, there's a joint here. It just doesn't want to snap. Oh, it wants to, but it doesn't want to. I don't want to break it. So I'll probably just have him sitting right here next to his master. Well, as I usually call it, and to his human. I don't know if we're really the masters of them or they're the masters of us. They've taught us how to make sure that we know when they got to go potty and when it's time to feed them. So I think that they're actually ruling us. Okay, so let's see if we can't get this off of here. I don't know if we can or not. We're supposed to be able to. But there again, with this being a little bit of a rubber or whatever, I just don't know how well that works. Maybe someday I'll get that off. I think I'll probably just leave it on. Alright, definitely for now. And then we can change the head out, so the head's meant to come off. So I'm going to put that nice lovable face on there. There we go. He's going to lick you to death. She's going to tell you the same lie that I see from all the other dogs. They come up to you and they tell you that nobody ever pets them. There. Okay. But he does have a lot of good articulation. I want to just say that. Looking at the joints here, he can move. I mean, we can move that around. Even a pause. That is really cool. I think I'm probably spending more time on him than I am on his human here. Alright, so we got some good articulation here. Don't forget that. Alright, let's get to the fun stuff. So we got a pistol here. And we got an M16, and it looks like it's got a small scope on here. Come on, trying to get the pistol out here. caught on the hammer in the back. Okay, so we got... This, to me, looks like it would have been a 45, which would have made sense because, I mean, old slow or fat and slow wins the day right here. And it's kind of got a green on the slide there. So that fits nicely into the holster. That's just awesome. And then he's got a baton. There's not a spot on here that I've seen, although there is a little bit of room here, so I think you could probably kind of just sneak it in between the belt. Long term, I don't know how good that's going to be for either the baton or for the belt. Being that they're rubber, I just don't know how well that's going to be for long term. I'm going to take this off so I can see his face. So he can growl at me. Oh no. Come on. So, I don't know if you see what I just did. It's nothing wrong. It's just one of those trying to get this off. When I put it on, the strap went just underneath the joint there for his hairline. So now I'm trying to get it up and over that, and I don't want to break anything. Alright, there we go. So now he looks as mad as ever. Kind of like a drill sergeant sitting there complaining that, you know, new recruits are eating too slow. Alright, so to match his 45, we do have a olive drab green on your handguard. Now this is a later version of the M16. It's not the triangle look, so this is a later version of the M16. And it, actually looking at it, it's got the plunger on the side too, so that makes all the sense, because that's what we would have had. And the charging rail is in the back, so yeah, they did pretty good. This doesn't look quite right to me, but yeah, otherwise it looks pretty good. Magazine comes out too, so that's another nice little feature that they added. That is very nice. You can take the magazine out and you can swap it. So if you want to say nope, he's out of ammo, or if you want to store them up, you could have the magazine out, and if you have a gun rack that you make for them, at this point you'd have to make it for them, but I'm sure there's some really creative guys with some popsicle sticks, or maybe even some silly guys with Legos. I don't know if you'd ever find anyone like that. But yeah, kind of nicely done. So the only thing is he's going to have to carry it in his hand all the time like everybody else. Although there are some of the guys with the backpacks that pretty much all their guns can sit in their backpacks. But yeah, well, that's them. Looks really cool. Like I said, this is a little bit more on the rubbery side, but it does make sense, because if we're going to put that mask and then we're going to put the goggles on, if he's in some place he's going to need the mask and the goggles or something like that, this is going to work a lot nicer trying to get it onto his head with all the other stuff, compared to if it's just a real rigid kind of deal. And then we got some hands here so he can explain what's got to go on. Oh, we got fists on both sides. Alright, so yeah, he can go fist to cuff. No, it's not complete fist, but he can definitely do a fist to cuff to somebody. So, and there we are. Alright, well, that's today's figure. So we got Mutt and Junkyard. They're looking pretty good as a duo. I think they're ready to take on Cobra or anyone else that gets into their way that unfortunately needs to be taken care of. And it's wonderful having some animals. So if you're doing this for a role-playing game, or I mean, I know I kind of bash G.I. Joe's a role-playing game. I really don't want to bash anyone's games or whatever. It's just that it's one of those things of, it just doesn't seem like it's for me as much. But if you want to use these for G.I. Joe, this is wonderful, and this is one of the reasons why I started picking up a bunch of them. I'm sure at some point we'll try doing G.I. Joe. Like I said, right now we're going to worry about doing Fallout, and we got Star Trek, and that's already plenty on my palette, plus trying to get some Legos and stuff like that done. And we need to do a new ending GIF for our videos, so we'll have to figure out what we're going to do it on. Maybe we'll do one on either of these figures, or I'll do another Lego one or something, but we'll figure something out. With that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. Thank you for sitting around the pool table, listening to the silliness that I come up with for the day, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.